Happy Monday, folks, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill. Your host, Graham G.S. Matthews here, where every Monday I break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network. Only 1 week removed from my last review, talking about Legends of JBL with Stan Hansen, I figured it would be only fitting to cover the final episode, seemingly final episode of the show, according to JBL, of Legends of JBL with Jimmy Hart, which fittingly aired on Valentine's Day of February 14th, 2017, just last Tuesday. Had the chance to check it out on Thursday of last week. And a good episode, a really, really good episode. Jimmy Hart, and I talked all about him on my reviews of Legends House right here on WWE Network and Chill. Cheap plug, check it out from late last year. The guy comes across, we follow each other on Twitter. He's so fucking nice. He's so cool. And he came across great in this interview. The cool thing about Jimmy Hart is that who you see on screen is basically who he is as a person. And he says it as such in this interview that he could tone it down if they want him to. And really, he did not wear the glasses. He was going to wear the glasses. He brought his megaphone for the interview. He had it sitting right beside him. And he wanted to wear the glasses, but someone told him that he couldn't. He brought him anyway at the end. It was kind of cool. So anyway, there was a lot of stuff about this interview, and a lot of these interviews that I continue to say this every time I talk about the show, but Legends of JBL is such a great fucking platform, not only for like the legends, but JBL too, because the guy comes across so obnoxious, not like a good heel commentator obnoxious, but fucking like annoying on commentary on SmackDown every week. But he's great in like an interview analyst role, and I thought this was an amazing use of him on this show. But the cool thing about the show is that it would teach me a lot about stuff I never knew before. Guys like Stan Hansen, Road Dogg, Booker T, Sting, and The Click, Alundra Blaze, and now Jimmy Hart. A lot of these people, a lot of Bruno Sammartino, another great episode, a lot of these things that they talk about from early on in their career, I had no idea about. So it's really fascinating to listen to. Like you probably knew this. I didn't, but Jimmy Hart was in a part of a big group before his wrestling career began. He had a hit called Keep On Dancing. He had his own bar, or he has his own bar and grill. And they had a band called the Gentrys, which was named after a condom, which was pretty funny. Because apparently Jimmy Hart saw the name and he thought it'd be a great band name. I'm pretty sure he was aware that it was the name of a condom, which was pretty funny. But yeah, they had another couple hits. They were previously called the Gents. That was their previous name before the Gentrys. They had a top 50 song, and a part of his group was Jerry Lawler. And Jerry Lawler was really who broke him into the business. He went to go work for Jerry, worked as a manager, brought him to a couple shows. And within a couple days of working on the wrestling scene, so I had no idea that he was a legit performer in the music business before breaking into wrestling, and he had always been a fan. So anyway, Lawler brought him to a show one weekend and told him to throw something into the ring, like a wrench or one of those type of things to help Jerry Lawler win, which led to a match with Bill Dundee like the following week. And Jimmy Hart had no wrestling experience, but Jerry Lawler would teach him. So like I said, he said that he loved the business growing up. He knew next to nothing about wrestling, but he loved it so much he was willing to give it a try. And then Jerry Lawler got hurt. He got injured. Which again then led into the very well-known, as even I know about, the Andy Kaufman versus Jerry Lawler feud throughout that time period. But I honestly, again, had no idea that Jimmy Hart had such a big role. He played such a pivotal role in that entire feud as the manager of Andy Kaufman. He talks for a while about their relationship and how he said that Jerry Lawler, he told him to feed. I think it was Jimmy Hart who had said the line about himself being the new king of wrestling. He wanted to crown a new king of wrestling, and Jerry got legitimately pissed at that apparently, and he still keeps it over Jimmy Hart's head to this day from what he said. But he said I think he legitimately broke the jaw of Jimmy Hart when he confronted him and he came back. But yeah, he talks a lot about his relationship, his friendship with Andy Kaufman, how great he was, the soap commercial when he just really went on a tirade and just insulting people of the South and their accent. Not soap, it's soap. And that's what Andy Kaufman had said, and it was really, really funny. And Andy Kaufman's a star. How he is not already in the WWE Hall of Fame blows my fucking mind. Hopefully that changes ASAP, but that's really evident based off this angle alone. One of the greatest heels, not only of that time period, but of all time. The guy was not even a full-time wrestler, which is just amazing to me. But then again, not really, because the guy was such an incredible entertainer. But anyway, they said that the ratings with Andy Kaufman on his show and stuff with Jimmy Hart, the ratings were sky high, and Kaufman never once cashed his checks from Memphis. They weren't apparently too much anyway, from what Jimmy Hart had said, but even up until his death, they found old checks from the angles that he worked, and he never cashed the checks, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, JBL asks Jimmy Hart, they move on to what his greatest accomplishment is, and he had said being a part of the initial WrestleMania, because if that didn't work out, then he would not be where he is today, or the business itself would not be where it is today, and I firmly believe that as well. And he said that Vince McMahon came up with the idea for the megaphone. I guess Jimmy Hart had some other sort of gimmick that he did down in Memphis or wherever he had worked. The exact promotion, their name escapes me at the moment, but whatever gimmick he had before coming to WWE, he could not do here. So he had the megaphone, and he carried it around with him everywhere, wherever he went. And he had said it was so amazing to work with so many different people, working with Dusty Rhodes on his theme music. And he had done so many songs, including Shawn Michaels, including Dusty Rhodes. He was like the CFO money of his time, the Jim Johnson of his time, which is amazing. He talks briefly about Legends House and Roddy Piper, how sad it was for him to pass away a couple years ago. And then comes the big reason why people tune in. Not really, but like with a lot of these legends of JBL, like on the next episode of Legends with JBL, we'll address this big controversy, this big polarizing moment. And on this episode, JBL asks him, do you think Hulk Hogan is a racist? And Jimmy Hart gives we're so far removed from the whole fucking Hulk Hogan controversy that it's really almost irrelevant at this point, and you know what the answer is going to be, that Jimmy Hart says he has never known Hogan to be a racist. He has spent more time with him than probably anyone else in Hogan's entire life, so he would know. But he had said that Hogan was having a pity party for himself. He had a hard time dealing with it. He couldn't get over the fact that that WWE had let him go was the biggest what affected him the most, apparently, according to Jimmy Hart, and he'd still watched Raw every week. Whether he still does to this day, I have no idea. But he had said flat out, Hulk Hogan is not a racist from what I understand, and how he had greeted even Mike Tyson and a few other African Americans after the whole controversy broke, and that got no mainstream publicity, of course, because people don't want to cover the good stuff, only the bad stuff. But he had said, he was torn up about being released by the WWE, and JBL asks him flat out, do you think he'll be back in WWE at some point? He says, never say never. And I think he will. I mean, he had said it in a way like, it's time to move on, you have to get over it, but you're a fool if you think that Hulk Hogan will never be back in WWE. It's been almost 2 years at this point. It's blown over. Maybe not entirely, but like 95%, especially with the Gawker stuff out of the way. It's only a matter of time. Hell, he could be back in time for WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. That'd be a huge possibility. I would not be surprised to see that at all. And that's only in a couple weeks. So that kind of caps off the episode. He talks about a few other things, the whole No Bull segment. I forgot exactly what he had said during that. Any key highlights? I don't think so. But yeah, overall, again, another really enjoyable, enlightening episode with Legends of JBL with Jimmy Hart. I think both guys here, JBL, and he shows genuine interest in whoever he's talking to, which makes these episodes that much more engaging, that much more interesting, that much more captivating. Because if JBL is genuinely interested in what he's asking and who he's asking it to, then I'm interested too. And that was the case here with this episode. So just check out every episode of Legends with JBL, no matter how long it takes you. They're about 45 minutes long. This might have been 43, like just under 40 minutes maybe, but still well worth your time. Check it out on the network. I'm sad that the show is done, apparently, that JBL had said that no more episodes had been recorded. I'm assuming this was recorded over WrestleMania weekend of last year. So it's been a full year, I think, since they've recorded episodes, which sucks. But yeah, no, I think the show is great, so check it out. All the previous episodes, like I said, with Eric Bischoff, Booker T, Sting, Alundra Blaze, The Click, Bruno Sammartino, Road Dogg, a lot of good episodes. Check them out on the network. And I'll probably review more in the future right here on WWE Network and Chill. So speaking of which, guys, new episodes up every single Monday. Subscribe now for daily content. WWE Network and Chill on Mondays, Wrestle Rant on Tuesdays, hashtag AskGSM on Wednesdays, Wrestle Rant radio excerpts on Thursdays, Friday random video blogs, Saturday injection of inspiration, and Sunday a bunch of miscellaneous videos. And even more videos going up now with the Road to WrestleMania well underway, and we're only a few short weeks away from the biggest spectacle of the year, which I will be in attendance for in Orlando at WrestleMania 33, so I can't wait for that. But anyway, getting ahead of myself, completely off track. Until next week, guys, be sure to follow me on the Twitter machine for more further updates and just enlightening, entertaining, and inspiring tweets. Not really, but in my opinion, they might be. Anyway, so not to get a big head, but follow me on there at WrestleRant. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Graham.GSM.Matthews. And right here on YouTube, like I said, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, share the video. All that stuff is amazingly appreciated. So again, guys, have a remarkable Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch you fine folks down the road.